Hi guys, I hope you're all well. I thought I would take the opportunity of having time to make some more YouTube videos, so here I am right now. Quite a lot of you have asked me to do a video on my modelling story, so like how I got into modelling, like where it's taken me so far, so I thought I would give you a little insight into my life. So yeah, this is the video that I'm doing today and I hope you guys enjoy. So a lot of people ask me how I got into modelling. It is quite a complicated story. This is why I haven't really told it before. I started modelling when I was 11 and this happened because my sister's godmother's daughter, which we'll just say my sister's god sister, Chloe, Coco, she is already signed with Select, and one day in Select they saw a picture on her phone of my sister. Around this time my sister was about 13, 14 and they were like, oh, can you bring her in? Select were like, oh, can you bring her in? We really like her look. So what happened was Jasmine went into Select and at this point she was around 5'2", 5'3", and that's quite petite for modelling. So at the time they were like, you know what, you're still at the age where you can do kids modelling, why don't we put a word in for you with a kids agency that we know and very close with called Kids London. And so when Jasmine went to Kids London, me and my little brother came along to see them as well. And when Kids London saw me, Jasmine and Harvey, they wanted to sign us all, which we're very lucky. So yeah, I started modelling with them when I was 11. And yeah, I do the odd jobs. You go through awkward stages where you're like in between the kids modelling and then teen modelling and then adult modelling. So I had stages where I hadn't had as much work and I was obviously doing it on the side of school. I just went to a normal school at this time. I had lots of opportunities with Kids London. I worked with Bowden a lot. I was in Teen Vogue, I did Russian Tatler, I did lots for Nike and Adidas, and did lots for like New Look and Matalan. So yeah, it was a cool experience at that age to be working with lots of new people, and obviously it's a very different life, and it was at that point it was kind of like a hobby for me because I just would do it every once in a while. It's just like a little fun shoot day sort of thing, and it actually really helped me because I was a very shy kid, and obviously having to meet and work with new people every time I went was really helpful in bringing me out of my shell. And yeah, so that was like my kids modelling story. I went to the Clove Show live in about 2013. Select used to have a stand, the Clove Show live, where they would go and scout people. And yeah, I got scouted by a few different people from Select there, so it was a good sign that they all wanted me. Moving on to an adults agency was a thing to consider at that age, but I was still 13 and getting lots of work still with the kids agency. Mum said to me, well, after I got scouted at the Clove Show, she was like, we know that Select are a good agency because Coco's getting loads of work with them. Why don't we wait till you're 14 and we'll arrange a meeting with them and you can go in, and maybe at that age we can maybe make a deal with the two agencies to see if we can like have a transfer period sort of thing. So as the work died out in the kids one, I would start getting more work in the adults agency. So yeah, it actually worked out very well for me in that sense. Like I was already going to be signed with the adult agency. I continued with Select to be going to school and just doing work on the side, like modelling work, all the way up until college. So that's the age of 18. So I left college at 18 and I am now a full-time model. It's crazy because I've been modelling for 9 years now, which is actually a lot, but only full-time for like a year and a half. I have signed with Select in Los Angeles, Select in Stockholm, and also MC Squared in Tel Aviv. Select have given me amazing opportunities where I've been able to travel to different parts of the world. I've been to Mykonos, I've been to Mallorca, I've been to Ukraine to do a shoot once. I've met so many amazing people, and yeah, I'm very lucky to have the job I have. Also going to be looking at signing in other countries that I haven't gone to yet. I'm looking into getting my US visa so I can go and work there for like a month or two, maybe potentially even move there in the future. I'm now signed onto their talent board, which is completely different managers, and what they do is they manage my socials, but also get me contacts in acting and all the brand deals for my different social medias, which is great. So yeah, that's recently happened due to my recent growth on TikTok. I've already had some great opportunities with that as well, where I've like gone to Tommy Hilfiger shows and been dressed by Tommy Hilfiger, and I've done some nice brand deals on TikTok. And yeah, I'm hoping to go into some acting stuff as well, which is exciting. I just think it's great to open up so many different avenues for yourself, because you never know, you might end up bored in one of the avenues. It's great to be working on different things at the same time, just so that if you do get a bit bored, you can enjoy your work in a different way. I have been very lucky in terms of having work there for me as soon as I left school, which I think was a big stress relief when I was doing exams, and I would highly recommend you getting into modelling if it's something that you're interested in. Usually to get into modelling, female height should be around 5'7", 5'8" plus. I'm 5'9.5", and then male heights usually are between 6 foot and 6'3". But there's also petite agencies out there, and there's also socials agents out there, and there's also acting agents out there, and I'd 100% recommend going into that sort of industry. I haven't really had any bad experiences so far with models or with makeup artists or with cameramen. I really haven't had any bad experiences, and that's such a nice thing to be able to say since I've been in the industry for 9 years now. There is things you have to consider if you want to get into modelling. The fact that your socials will also become part of your work, like the growth on there, so there is pressure in growing on social media. There is also pressure in trying to look the best you can constantly, which is one of the things that you should be, as a human, trying to do anyway in terms of health wise and stuff. Like, you should be working out, you should be trying to eat the best foods for your body, as long as you're not doing it in an unhealthy way, then keeping as fit as possible is great. There's also things like keeping your hair in good condition and keeping your skin in good condition. Like, I've had periods where I've had like quite bad skin, and then you don't get as much work, so there's also stress in that. Apart from all those little things that do add up, the industry is great. And what I'm saying is, in any industry is going to be pros and cons. Like, the modelling industry isn't perfect, but neither is any industry. I think as well, a bit of advice that I'd give you guys as people if you wanted to go into it is the fact, well, just in general, like in life, you shouldn't take things too personally, especially when going to castings, because I've been to lots of castings obviously throughout this whole period that I've been modelling, and just because you don't get that one job, they might have booked someone that looks completely different to you. Like, I've booked a job before, and I've also had friends go to it that have dark hair or have brown eyes, and sometimes you go to castings, everyone looks so different and they're not looking for a specific, but then sometimes they are looking for a specific like look, so someone might fit that category better than you. Sometimes it's nothing you could have done to get that job, it's just they fit the image that they want for that job. Obviously at first it's kind of like a hard thing to do because your confidence gets knocked when you first go to castings if you don't get it, but I've now learned that if I don't get a casting, it's not the end of the world. Other things are going to come, and the person that might have booked it might look completely different to you, and yeah. Also, another thing that I wanted to mention is, if you find an agency that is trying to make you pay for anything, like portfolios or pay for entry, then usually they are a con. I've had a lot of friends that have gone through that sort of thing, and they don't get any work, and they've paid like ridiculous amounts of money for this portfolio. But yeah, that shouldn't be a thing you have to do. You shouldn't have to pay to get into an agency. One other thing that I wanted to bring up is test shoots. So usually when you start doing work, oh my god, so usually when you start modelling, and also throughout your modelling career, you might do these things called test shoots, and they are usually shoots that you do for free. What it is a collaboration between you, photographer, makeup artist, to create this like creative photograph, and this can then go in your portfolio. Doing this can help you get these bigger campaigns and help you get all the work that is paid. Let's say in my portfolio at one point I was lacking a new beauty shot. What I would do is I would try and arrange a test shoot with a makeup artist and a photographer that will then fill that space in my portfolio, and then that could lead to me getting a makeup campaign which would pay a lot of money. So you have to give up time and money and work hard to then get these jobs sometimes. And sometimes people just straight up see your face and want to book you. Okay, so another thing to mention if you want to get into modelling is the fact that work isn't consistent. Work comes and goes. Like 1 month you might have so much paid work, another month you might have very little paid work, but it all balances out. Oh, it's a little kitten. He's a little cat. Hello. The cat is literally like rubbing its head against my foot. You are being booked day by day sort of thing. So like I might find out 2 days before my shoot that I'm working, or when I went to Ukraine I found out the night before that I was going to Ukraine, and at that point I was in Manchester, so I had to go from Manchester back to London to then fly to Ukraine. It is a thing to think about. You can't really plan anything ahead in terms of social events and stuff. People around you need to understand that that is your life, and if you have to cancel because you've got work, it's because you've got work and you have to cancel, and you can rearrange things and whatever. And if your friends don't accept that, then they're not your friends basically. So yeah, that's another thing to consider. I think a thing to remember as well is on your days off, really take care of yourself and find something you're passionate about that you can do on the side during that time, and read and learn, and also just rest and work out. But yeah, when you do get the spare time, really use that spare time to refresh your body and work on your mental health. This video is quite important to me because it's my life, it's my work, and it's my story so far. I'm very excited to see what I have coming up in the next chapter of my life. But yeah, I love my job. There's days where I hate it, love-hate relationship with it. I'm very thankful for all of my agencies, and I can't wait to get signed in other countries and other cities. Yeah, I think that's all I've got to say in this video, and if you have any other questions on modelling, let me know in the comments. I will try to answer them, or I will maybe make another video on modelling. I hopefully will see you soon for a new video. I'm going to try and make as many videos during this spare time that I have. There's really an opportunity on YouTube that anyone can take to really show people into their lives and into their industries and help give advice, and I am excited to do more of that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you want to subscribe or already subscribe. I hope you want to give a little comment and like. It'd be really cool if you do. And if not, it's your life, it's your choice what you want to do. I hope you're having a lovely day. I hope you are healthy and well. I'm sorry about this lighting that I've had throughout this video. It is very much patchy, but it was a nice day, so I thought I'd video outside. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.